All right, everyone, welcome to the 187 District Court. These are the rules of the 187 District Court. Number one, you are in a courtroom. Behave as though you are in a courtroom. Number two, let's protect everyone. Mr. Perez Fortina, do you have a mask? A mask in your pocket is like an umbrella in your car when it's raining. Your car will stay dry, but you will be wet. So a mask in your pocket will be protected, but you won't. So I don't know if that red jumpsuit needs more protecting than you or the other people around you, but here, wear your mask. To all the inmates, do not use the chat box. What that means is do not chat to your attorney. Do not chat to each other. This is not the Bachelor or the Bachelorette. You are not allowed to pick up dates. If you behave inappropriately while you're in this courtroom on Zoom, you will be sent back to your cell and we will get back with you when you can. To all of the people who are on bond, you are in the 187 District Court. That means no smoking, no vaping, no changing diapers, no trying to cook a breakfast while you're on Zoom. If you can't do it when you're physically in the courtroom, don't do it at your house. If you do, you will be required to appear in the 187 District Court in person. I'm going to open breakout rooms. When I open breakout rooms, it's going to ask that everyone go to a breakout room. Do not, I repeat, do not go to a breakout room unless I call your name and assign you to a breakout room. To all the attorneys, if you have a plea bargain agreement, you need to place it in the chat box to the court coordinator. She is listed as Ferguson coordinator. Do not chat her asking if you can be excused, asking if you can be given a reset. The only person who can do that is myself. If your client is on bond, you will need to put your client's email address in the chat box. Attorneys, I'm going to call your name. Defendants, your name will not be called. Your attorney's name will be called. If you do not hear your attorney's name, it's because they are Zooming in another courtroom. Your attorney will go to a breakout room, speak with a member of the state. Once they do, they will ask you to come into the breakout room. Attorneys, I'm going to call your name. This is the order in which you will appear. If your name is at the end of the list and you want to Zoom to another court, you can Zoom to another court. However, if your name is called and you are not here, you will be placed at the end of the line. Just 1 second. And attorneys, when I place you in a breakout room, consider that breakout room like going to a doctor's office. You're in that room to have your blood pressure checked and your weight checked. Prosecutors have the ability to move throughout the breakout rooms. They will see you there and they will get there. Please put patience in your pocket, take it out as needed, because as you can tell, there are more defense attorneys than there are prosecutors. But if you leave the breakout room, they're not going to see you in the breakout room and they're going to skip over you. So this is the order. The attorneys will appear: Andrew Priest, Ed Cano, John Gilmore, John Winter, Kirk Sherman, Matt Stolhansky, Robert Maurer, Ron Ross, Stephen Nichols, Sean Dawes, Meredith Chacon. Is there anyone that I have missed? All right, Andrew Priest.
Good morning, Judge.
All right, just one moment. Give me a second, please. Funny. All right, Andrew Priest. Sorry about that. Who do you have?
Christopher Gwinnett, Your Honor. And I was conferring with Tom on that case.
Christopher, and what's the last name?
Gwinnett.
Spell the last name, please.
It's on the recall docket, Judge, at the bottom. The last one.
All right, thank you. All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 1. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you.
All right, the next person up is Ed Cano.
Good morning. Good morning, Judge. I have Devin Soto. He's on Zoom.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal trial, Judge.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 2. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you.
All right, the next person up is John Gilmore.
Morning, Your Honor. My client is Rogelio Espinosa, who is also present on Zoom.
Is it family violence or criminal trial division?
It's family violence, Your Honor.
I'll send you to breakout room number 3. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Great, thank you.
John Winter.
Morning, Judge. I have Corny Pierce,
How do you spell the first name?
Corney.
All right, is it family violence or criminal trial
It
division?
was criminal trial division. I was conferring with Tom Nesbitt.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 4. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Okay, Judge. I've got a PSI at 9:30. Would it be okay if I rush over to the 227, take care of that, and then come back and confer?
Yes,
Thank you, Judge.
Kirk Sherman. Kirk Sherman. Kirk Sherman.
Yes, ma'am, I'm here. I'm Michael Moreno. I'm here.
Is it family violence or criminal trial division?
Family violence, Judge.
I'll send you to breakout room number 5.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Matt Stohansky.
Yes, Your Honor. Jerome Kazart, CTD.
I'll send you to breakout room number 6.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Robert Mauer.
Judge, I have Andre Hernandez, and I've been talking with Marcus about it.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 7. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Yes, ma'am.
Ron Ross.
Yeah, I think I'm not supposed to be here, but I thought I'd check in. I got an invite for Eduardo Escalera. I think Meredith Chacon is the attorney. Eduardo Escalera.
All right, and Meredith Chacon, are you the attorney?
I am the attorney for Mr. Escalera.
Yeah, I think it was a mistake in the Zoom. I do have something this afternoon. I have an
Okay.
MPR this afternoon, so it must have been a mistake. So
Well, let me ask you this. The MTR you have this afternoon, is it contested?
it is, it's a contested matter. Yes, ma'am, it is.
All right, we'll see you this afternoon.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Meredith Chacon, I'll send you
Yes.
to breakout room number 8.
Okay, and Judge, I have a contested 262 starting at 10:30 in Children's Court. So if I have to go over there, I will have Carl or Doug hop in for me and cover me in your court.
All right, thank you.
Thank
Stephen Nichols. Stephen Nichols.
Good morning, Stephen Nicholas here.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
How are you?
All right, everything's going fine.
Good.
I'm being told that your client will be here at 1:30, Mr. Nicholas.
Right, I just got confused.
All right, no problem.
By an email, so I'll see you, I can see you again at 1:30. But Norm and I are talking about maybe bringing him over during this docket, so.
All right, let's see what can happen. If you want to, do you still want to confer with the prosecutor then?
No, we're all set.
All right,
With
well,
the entry
let's
of a
see if we
plea
can bring
bargain.
him over. Sean Dawes?
Yes, I'm here, Your Honor. Whoops. Okay, I have, mine is family violence.
What is your client's name?
Oh, I'm sorry, John Anthony Perez.
I'll send you to breakout room number 9. A prosecutor will meet you there.
All right, thank you.
Pat Montgomery.
Morning, Judge. Mine's
morning, who do
Criminal
you have?
Trial Division. How are you?
All right, great. Who do you have?
James Madron, I see him on the screen.
And is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal Trial Division, Judge.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 10.
Thanks, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Joanne Eckel.
Good morning, Judge. I have Jesus Gonzalez, and it's the Criminal Trial Division.
Okay.
He's on the Zoom.
Is that with a Z or an S?
It's with a Z.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 11. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. John Gilmore, you're back?
Yes, Your Honor, I am. Sorry, I'm having technical issues. Okay. Yes, I spoke with Mr. Martin. Let him know that I, along with co-counsel Kurt May, are scheduled to watch the CAC interview. I think it's Wednesday of next week. I also let Mr. Martin know that we are consulting with an expert who's likely going to want to watch the CAC interview as well. And so I let Mr. Martin know that I would likely be asking this court for a reset to coordinate that.
All right, when is this going to be done?
For our purposes, we as attorneys are going to be done with it by Wednesday afternoon, next Wednesday afternoon. The expert, that is up in the air. I was told that the CAC interviews are only taking place Monday through Wednesday. And so it's going to be a chore to coordinate that. But
all right,
is
your client on video?
He is. He is.
All right, Mr. Espinoza, where are you? If you could unmute for me, please. All right, Norma on Rogelio Espinoza, can you give me a 30-day reset, please? Yes, ma'am.
He can come back on May 13th, Judge.
And you said May 13th?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll see you back on May 13th by video. By then, hopefully you and your expert will have watched whatever video you needs to be watched.
Yes, Your Honor, I appreciate that.
All right, you're excused and your client is excused.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
All right, thank you, you too.
Thank you.
Robert Maurer, you're back.
Yes, Judge. So Marcus and I have discovered a discovery issue. The complainant on the ag assault case is Leon Valley PD, and they have not submitted body camera footage. So Marcus is going to contact Leon Valley PD to see, one, if they have it, and two, why they haven't sent it to us yet.
All right, is your client also Andrew Lee Hernandez, or is that a different person?
He's on Zoom.
All right, so does he have 3 cases pending?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Norma, can you recall these cases for discovery? Marcus, when do you think you'll have those videos or have your statement, whatever you need?
A couple weeks should be fine. If there's no videos, then that'll be even quicker.
All right, Norma, can you recall Andrew Hernandez for 3 weeks, please?
Judge, can you just make sure it's not between May the 12th and May the 17th?
Yes.
April 30th.
What'd you say, Norma?
April 30th.
Perfect. That'll work. Thank you very much.
All right, and Robert, I'm going to extend the plea deadline to April 30th since the state is saying they may have a video.
Okay, and Judge, can I go in a breakout room with my client so I can kind of give them an update?
Sure, just give me one moment.
Thank you.
All right, is your client in custody or on bond?
On bond, ma'am.
All right, Andrew Hernandez, where are you?
I'm here, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Hernandez, I'm going to send you to a breakout room with your attorney. He was in breakout room number 7. Your next court date is going to be April 30th, and you all can be excused from the breakout room so you don't have to come back to the main room.
Thank you, Ron.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So Robert, if you'll go back to 7.
Yes, ma'am.
And everyone just give me a moment. All right, Robert Guyana, who do you have?
Judge, I have Roshan Wagoner, which is.
Sorry, what's the first name?
Roshan. He's an inmate. He is here.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
said Wagoner.
Wagoner.
All right, and what is the case? Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal trial division, Judge. We just need to get the paperwork ready.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 1
Hold on, Judge.
with your client.
Judge.
But can you talk to the state and tell them what your agreement is?
He does not need paperwork from me. He needs to plead in the misdemeanor.
Oh,
All right. So Robert Guyana, if you can
Yes.
call misdemeanor court and see if they can take you and when they can take you.
I mean, he's obviously available to Zoom right now, so if they can do it like right now, that's the best. I'll forward the email to the county court so they have it. I don't know if they've gotten it yet.
All right, just give us a moment. We're going to see what we can do about that case.
Judge, I also have Edward Rangel, who I believe is on your screen as well. We do have a deal with him and Jordan as well.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 1, but if your client is on bond, you need to make sure that you send the agreement in the chat box to Norma.
He's in jail. Judge.
They're both in jail.
I'll send you to breakout room number 1 then. And Mr. Rangel, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1 with your attorney. Meredith Chacon,
Yes, Your Honor.
yes, what is happening with your client?
My guy wants his trial. I have conferred with the state. They've given us offers. It's not going to work itself out.
All right, Mr. Escalera, where are you?
I'm right here, Your Honor.
All right, you need to show your video.
Right here.
All right, why are you in the 187th with the cap on your head?
Oh, I didn't know. Sorry, Your Honor.
All right, I'm not going to allow you to appear by Zoom again. I've made that announcement several times. So the next court date you have, you're going to have to appear in court. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Have you received all the discovery in this case, Ms. Chacon?
As far as I know,
All right, then state, on this case, I'm going to need an acknowledgement of discovery done by April 30th.
Okay.
And Mr. Escalera, my understanding is that you're requesting a jury trial. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Chacon,
yes.
have you considered a bench trial or no?
I have not discussed that with my client. I can talk to him about that.
All right, well, let the court know if you want a jury trial or bench trial and see if the state will be in agreement with the bench trial. If you're requesting a bench trial, we can take care of that right away.
All right, I will let you know, Judge.
All right, you're excused and your client is excused.
Thank you.
Meredith, can you type your email in the chat so I can get the discovery out?
Yes.
You just send it to me.
Andrew
Thanks.
Priest,
Could I go into a breakout room with my client, Your Honor?
is your client in custody?
He's in custody. Yes, ma'am.
All right, if you'll go back to breakout room number 1, Mr. Gwynnup, if you'll go to 1, please. And Meredith Chacon, you and your client are excused. Ed Cano,
Yes, ma'am. Can I please talk to my client, Judge, about the offer that's been made?
all right, is your client on bond or in custody?
He's on bond.
All right, Mr. Soto, where are you? Devin Soto. I'm going to send you in a breakout room with your attorney. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2. All right, is there anyone else who's back from the breakout room? And Ed, if you'll go back to number 2, please.
Yes,
Judge, this is Kirk Sherman. I'm back from the breakout room.
Have you spoken with your client?
I have not. No communication with him this morning on Michael Moreno.
Michael Moreno, are you here? Michael Moreno is right here on the screen. Mr. Sherman, if you'll go back to breakout room number 5, I'll send your client to breakout room number 5.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Moreno, go to breakout room number 5, please. And your priest.
There was someone and their client already in that breakout room, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll send you to breakout room number 3 then.
Thank you. And I think my client still may be in there.
All right. I requested that he move to 3.
Trying to get you to the breakout room, okay? All right. Once again, if you're talking.
Norman, could you check your chat, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, Scott Simpson.
Yes.
Hi, what is happening? Are you still on representing Mr. Alonzo Ball?
Yes, last time it was said he had COVID, so we reset it. I don't know if he's done COVID. They couldn't bring him
Yes.
last time because he had COVID.
Yes, he's here now.
Yeah, if I could go, I just need to go to breakout room for him with him.
Paying attorneys.
Okay.
He's on bond, don't say anything about.
Kirk Sherman,
I'm here.
you need to say muted if you are discussing things.
My apologies to the court.
No problem. I mean, it's just that you need to make sure that you're on mute because every time everyone can hear everything that's being said.
My apologies. I'm ready to report back with Mr. Moreno when the court's ready.
All right, I am back. Have you spoken with Mr. Moreno?
I have, and he says he wants the trial.
All right, he needs to be back into the main room. He's still in the breakout room. So if you can go back to the breakout room and tell your client to come into the main room.
Yes, ma'am. He tells me he wants to hire a different lawyer, so we'll go from there.
Oh, that's me. I was on the video.
All right, Mr. Sherman, just stay here. All right, Mr. Moreno.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, your attorney says that you're requesting a jury trial. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Defense, do you have all the discovery in this case?
You don't have any. Oh, shit.
Mr. Sherman, you're muted.
I'm sorry, Judge. I'm back.
That's okay. Do you have all of the discovery in these cases?
They're supposed to send us some more videos, Judge.
So that's a no state. What don't you have discovery? Which case don't you have discovery in?
I don't know which case it applies to right now.
Norma, recall this and Norma, recall this case in 2 weeks for discovery.
Yes, ma'am. April 30th.
All right, everyone, come back on April 30th. Mr. Marino, we're going to have you back here on April 30th so that your attorney will make sure that he has all the discovery. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Just he needs to call his lawyer, please.
I'm sorry, what?
He needs to call me as soon as possible.
All right, do you guys have each other's phone number?
No, ma'am. I was gonna give it to him right now.
All right, I'm sending you both back to the breakout room. Do y'all know how to get to the breakout room?
How do you get back to the breakout? Which breakout room?
Here's the thing, everybody stop, don't touch anything. I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 8. You're gonna come back on April 30th. So everyone go to breakout room number 8, Mr. Sherman and Michael Marino, then you're excused. You don't have to reappear.
Thank you very much, Judge.
State, can you make sure that Mr. Sherman has all the discovery? His client has an evading arrest and detention, a drug case, and 2 family violence cases. So if you can make sure that you send to him the acknowledgement of discovery, that he has all discovery, please.
I'll look through all the cases, Judge, and send that.
All right. And I'm going to extend his deadline to April 30th, this plea deadline, because he doesn't know if he has the discovery. And everyone, just give me a moment, please. All right, Brian Kimbrough, who do you have?
Shelley Byers, Your Honor.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal trial.
All right, I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 8. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Judge, can you send defendant Perez to breakout room number 9 to confer with his attorney?
All right, Mr. Perez, if you go to number 9, please.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Joanne Apple?
Yes, Judge.
Yes.
I've gotten, after conferring with the prosecutor, I've gotten a plea offer that I need to discuss with my client. And the information for the court is that there'll be a potential dismissal of this case and a plea on a misdemeanor.
All right, let me send you to a breakout room with your client and then just come back.
I don't need a breakout room with my client, Judge. He's on bond. I can talk to him after the Zoom.
All right, so when is this plea in misdemeanor court going to take place?
I don't know, Judge, because I just got the offer. I haven't had a chance to talk to, it's in County Court 5. I'm not exactly sure how they're setting up their pleas.
All
But I
right,
will find out.
All right, Norma, recall Jesus Gonzalez in 2 weeks.
We can do April 29th, Judge.
All right, we'll see you back on April 29th.
Thank you. And Jesus, you may be excused also. Correct, Judge? My client can be excused.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Norma, I just sent you a chat.
Yes, ma'am.
This is Scott Simpson. Is there any way I can
Yes.
go to breakout room with David Martin?
Yes. What was your previous breakout room, Scott?
4. But that
All right,
was,
I'm gonna see.
I think my client's still in there.
Yes, I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 5.
Okay.
And David Martin, if you could go to breakout room number 5, please. Andrew Priest, you're back.
I'm back, Judge. I believe we had an agreement on Gwinnett.
Okay.
I just needed the application and certificate. I believe we've already filled out all the other paperwork.
All right, if you'll put that in the chat box to Norma Ferguson.
I
She's
just
listed as Ferguson coordinator.
Judge, that's been sent to him by email. It should be in your email, Andrew. It's only one email.
All right, and Andrew, if you'll go back to breakout room number 3, I'll send a clerk to breakout room number 3 to make sure that they have all the paperwork and to swear you in.
Thank you, Judge.
Is Kirk Sherman still here with that client?
I believe he is in a breakout room. Let me see. No, he's not. That case is actually coming back on April 30th.
Okay, maybe that's time for me to go in the breakout room with them and we all just have a little chatty poo.
Yes.
And old what's her face that's definitely in the background every time with Kirk.
Yeah.
Michelle Valachek.
Brian Kimbrough, you're back.
I'm back, Your Honor. I conferred, I have an offer. I would like to have an opportunity to talk to my client in my office and go over with her in some detail. If you remember, my client was found competent about a couple of months ago, and then you set a bond, and she's been living on her own and doing very well.
All right, let's do this very quickly, Brian. If you go to number 7, Ms. Byers, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 7 to speak with your attorney, and then just come back, Mr. Kimbrough.
Okay.
And
Thank you.
Brian, before you go, did you want to talk to probation also about what we talked about? Oh, you left already. And Rebecca, do you have time to go in there as well?
Yes, just send me to the breakout room.
All right, I'll send you back to number 8 then, and Alexandra, you're in 8, and Ms. Byers, just wait there for a moment.
Thanks, Judge.
Yes, Your Honor.
Morning. Yeah, leave those there.
Rich, when you have a second, can you send Shelley Byers into 8?
Yes, Ms. Byers. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 8.
Thanks, Rich.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Ms. Byers, do you know how to go to the breakout room?
No, ma'am, I don't show anything. Oh, I don't show anything for a breakout room, Your Honor.
All right, are you on a computer or are you on your phone?
I'm on my phone.
All right, if you'll touch
Shouldn't
the
there be
screen,
something?
if you'll touch the screen, do you see where it says more?
More, yes, ma'am.
All right, click on that. Do you see anything that says breakout room?
No, ma'am, it says chat, meeting settings, disconnect audio, raise hand.
There should be something there for breakout room.
Is there a little circle
there's-
that has a
there's a button.
cluster of 4 squares in it?
I think she may have found it. Well, nope, she hasn't. She's frozen. Let's see. Yes, she found it. Brenna, I think you would have been proud of me. I was able to talk Kurt Sherman's client out of the breakout room.
I heard you.
I've learned from you. Now, if they bring a different type of phone other than an Android and an iPhone, if they come in with the BlackBerry, I'm going to say, Brenna, I turn it over to you. Do people still use BlackBerries? I don't know.
I don't think so.
You know, I had a BlackBerry when I started out.
That's it.
Let me ask you, how will we be paid? How will we be doing this if we still only had pagers?
We wouldn't.
I still remember my pager, and when they stopped doing pagers, it was just when I had learned how to use the numbers to spell words on the pager. Marcus, have you watched any movies that we've given to you?
No.
And he smiles when he says that. He's sort of like, he's
The
smiling
truth, well,
as
the
though
truth
he's
has come out
ashamed.
as to why. Marcus says he can't / won't watch any old movies because, like, if anything has poor sort of digital refinement, the screen is fuzzy, unclear, it's not 8 million pixels, he can't watch it. It has to be the new best technology or he can't watch it.
Does it hurt your eyes?
Yeah, it's painful. It's like watching a documentary or something.
So suffice it to say, if you all want Marcus to see The Godfather, he's not watching it.
Maybe if they do a remake,
Say, even if it's like digitally remastered, you still won't watch it?
maybe.
Have you seen The Manchurian Candidate? Red Dawn, the original?
Marcus is like 25.
Not even the Denzel Manchurian Candidate. That one's only like 15 years old.
Oh, that's the only one I know, but no, I haven't seen that one either.
Okay. That's still too old for you?
Like, unless it's, what's the newest TV, like 4K or whatever, the parabolic screen,
8K.
unless it's IMAX 4K parabolic screen, VR mask, where he wears the suit like in Ready Player One and he has the sensitivities of being in the movie, he can't watch it.
I am telling you right now, if there is a situation, because what was the name of the movie? Scream, where you had to know the rules in order to survive. Marcus is not going to know any rules.
That was the one with the weird clown face. Saw was the one. Saw is what you're thinking of.
It was Scream too. There was the one guy who was like telling everyone this is how scary movies go down. And so they didn't listen to him. I think they all ended up dying. And I guess Final Destination had rules too.
All right, so Marcus, you know, I always answer the phone when my mom calls me. She said, if you have not seen this movie, she's gonna stop watching us. She said, please tell her.
I call her bluff. I bet I call her bluff, Mom.
She said, please tell her that you've seen Once Upon a Time in the West. Oh my gosh.
No, I've never even
Okay,
heard
that
of it.
movie, that has absolutely nothing to do with pixels. You can watch it now, it's still great. I just don't under Robert Gown, I can't even talk to Marcus anymore.
I know I can't just, I can't plead guilty to something.
My mom, we just lost a viewer. My mom said she'll no longer watch us.
You know what I mean? I mean, if
yes, Robert Guyana.
I'd step to the plate and say, you know what? Thank you for cutting me the deal and give me the 15 and I'll go.
Judge, I just want to say that movie's from 1968.
Oh, if you watch it though, there's no special effects because no special effects are needed. But it's a great movie.
When you say there's a cap on a 15-year,
that movie holds up.
It's either.
All right, Mr. Ron Rangel. I'm sorry, Edward Rangel. Edward Rangel. I'm going to send you to a breakout room.
Judge, we're ready.
They need to swear him in. Has he been sworn in?
Oh, no, he has not been sworn in. I'm sorry. I had microphone issues there.
That's okay. Mr. Rangel, let me find which breakout room you're in. You're in number 1. I'm going to send you to number 3. They'll go over paperwork with you to swear you in. So go back to number 3. And everyone, just let me sign this document. All right, Mom is no longer with us, watching us. Thank you, Marcus. I can't believe you haven't watched Once Upon a Time in the West. That's a classic. And I need the remaining documents on going up.
Probably hasn't seen The Wizard of Oz either because some of it's in black and white.
Yeah. Gwyneth. Yes, I need the trial court certification. I just signed it.
Oh,
okay. All right. Thank you. All right, Mr. Priest.
Yes, Your Honor.
You've left your client in the breakout room.
I told him to leave. I told him to come back to the main room. Do you want me to go back in and tell him to get in here, Judge? Okay.
Yes, please. All right, Brian Kimbrough, what is happening with Miss Byers?
Well, we have an offer, Your Honor, and I can talk to her, but we've made an appointment for her to come in my office next week to kind of go over everything and discuss it. So I would ask to reset the case one time to consider the offer.
All right, Norma, on Miss Byers, can you recall this in 2 weeks, please?
The 29th, April 29th, Judge.
All right, Miss Byers, we're going to be back on April 29th. Defense, have you received all the discovery?
I'm still reviewing it. I believe so, but I just want to make sure there are no outstanding videos that I'm not aware of.
All right, Miss Byers, you'll be back by Zoom on April 29th. So whoever you need to discuss the plea agreement with, make sure you've discussed it with them, okay?
Thank you.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right, both you and your client are excused.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Mr. Gwyneth.
Yes, ma'am.
Never.
Are you able to mute and unmute yourself?
I went back home.
I'm sorry?
Are you able to mute and unmute yourself?
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to ask you to do that because there are a lot of background noise coming from your end. But when I ask you a question, if you could please unmute for me. Who is the prosecutor on this?
Am I muted?
No, you're not.
Okay.
All right, the court is going to call 2020 CR 2146, State of Texas versus Christopher Andy Gwinnett. Could I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Tom Nisbet.
For the defense?
Andrew Priest.
All right, and are you Mr. Gwinnett?
Yes.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
None, Your Honor.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Gwinnett, I'm showing you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video Conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
I did.
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, I'm showing you what's entitled Discovery Acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Gwinnett, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes.
Mr. Gwinnett, I'm going to show you a document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
I did, Your Honor.
All right, off the record for a moment, Brenna. Mr. Rabago,
Yes, Judge.
who are you here for?
Abel Aravalo?
All right, I'm going to send you to a breakout room. Is that criminal trial division or family violence?
It is a robbery, criminal trial.
And I'm sorry, spell your client's last and first name, please.
Last name is A-R-E-B-A-L-O. And then first name is Abel, A-B-L.
All right, Mr. Rabago, I'm going to assign you to breakout room number 1. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Great, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. We're back on the record. Mr. Gwinnett, did you understand what you're charged with is possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 grams to 200 grams? That's a second-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
I understand, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
I want to take care of my mother. I want to get back to work.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor, I understand.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I believe he does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do.
Mr. Gwinnett, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
Are you going to file?
No, Your Honor, nobody
Has
has.
anyone promised you
Do I have
anything
a
other
say-so
than the
in the
plea
motion?
bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
I'm just
No, Your
asking.
Honor,
Are you satisfied with the
I'm
way you've
asking
been
you as my
represented?
lawyer, do I have a say-so in what motion?
I am, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the defendant has
Well, that's out of
knowingly,
respect.
voluntarily waived his right to jury
That's out of
trial.
respect.
Next, I'm showing you
I'm
the
just
plea
asking out of
bargain page.
respect.
Did you
I know I
review
do
that
have a
page
right.
with your attorney, and did you
In my life.
understand?
I would like to file a motion. I'm asking you, I'm requesting you to file a motion to squash.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Motion.
Just one moment. There's noise coming from somewhere else. All right, Mr. Gwyneth, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, your fine is at $500. The state recommends deferred adjudication. They will take in consideration County Court Cause number 631964, and there is $57 restitution to Bexar County Sheriff's Office for laboratory testing. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
I did, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
I did understand, Your Honor.
Counselor, have there been any such motions?
Motions have been filed but not heard and ruled on, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 3 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 80 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offense is charged in the indictment. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
State Office Exhibit 1 and attachments.
I've reviewed those documents with my client. We have no objections, Your Honor.
Mr. Gwyneth, I'm going to show you a document entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all of the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements, police reports, laboratory reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, we would ask that the court follow the plea bargain. My client has some fairly serious health issues, and he wanted me to let the court be aware of that. He has been diagnosed with a tumor on his spine. He has a doctor's appointment this upcoming Thursday, a week from today, to get a spinal tap to get that tumor looked at. I think at the very minimum, according to my client and his family, he's probably looking at spinal surgery. According to his family, that probably will result in him being bedridden for an extended period of time with pretty extensive rehabilitation. There is also a concern that that tumor may be cancer. If it is cancer, he would have to have the spinal surgery, be bedridden, have the extensive rehabilitation. as well as also having to go through chemotherapy and radiation for the tumor. And hopefully he'll get more guidance on what would be happening Thursday. He just asked that I bring that to the court's attention just because he had some concerns about if he does have to have the surgery, if he is bedridden, if he does have to go through rehabilitation, being able to report in person, being able to do his community service hours. I've told him just to make sure probation is up to date and aware as to what's going on, and that I was sure that probation and the court would be understanding if he has to go through any type of medical procedure that would make reporting or doing community service difficult for him. But he just wanted me to let the court know so the court was aware of sort of his situation and the issues he may run into while he's on probation. And he should have some more guidance as to what actually is going to have to happen starting next Thursday.
All right, Mr. Gwinnett, are you able to Zoom from home? Do you have access to a cell phone?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any children?
Yes, Your Honor.
What are their ages?
He's just 3 years old.
Where is your child now?
My sister.
Did you go through Child Protective Services with that?
Yes.
So were your rights terminated?
No.
What is your relationship to Anthony Newman?
He was an old high school friend of mine.
What's your drug of choice?
Nowadays, none. I'm clean and sober.
Well, I mean, it's nowadays, maybe it's none because you're in custody. So in the free world, what were you using?
Methamphetamines.
How often?
Daily.
All right. So where are you going to be staying?
My significant other.
I'm sorry, where?
With my significant other.
Who is that?
Her name is Amanda Lang.
And is Amanda a drug user as well?
No.
All right, this is what I've discovered in my life on the planet. I've discovered that people with like interests tend to hang out together. So for example, I probably wouldn't hang out with marathon runners. I think they're great. Like if I just happen to be at a restaurant and they're there and they want me to hang out with them, I will. But a group of marathon runners are not going to call me and say, Stephanie Boyd, we're having a marathon runner meeting so we can get together and discover and stay where we're going to be running. They're not going to call me because they know I'm not a marathon runner. Now, maybe if somebody said, Stephanie Boyd, a group of us are going to get together and we're going for a chocolate tasting. Maybe they call me, right? So what I've discovered is you're using meth daily. She had to have known you were using meth daily. So if you met her and she was not a user, at some point, she's at the barbershop and she's going to get a haircut, which means that she's going to start using too. So if you're not in recovery, it's hard to be with somebody else who's not in recovery because things happen in your life and next thing you know, both of you are using. You understand? So if she is not going to help you with your recovery, you're going to have to find different places, people, and things. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And there are going to be field visits at your house. And your attorney has told me about your medical issues. Using meth and drugs is not conducive to you getting better. You understand?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court's going to follow your agreement, sentence you to 3 years deferred adjudication. There's a $500 fine that'll be probated. Take in consideration County Court Cause number 631964, proof of employment upon medical release. There's to be no employment with vulnerable persons. What that means is there's to be no employment with home health care providers or with minor children. 80 hours of community service restitution upon medical release, regular Zoom reporting, parenting classes, CPS compliance if applicable, no contact with Anthony Newman, Neumann, a referral to felony drug court. If not accepted, then intensive outpatient treatment with probation, field visits 3 times monthly, but random UAs, or you can do the patch. And there's to be no unsupervised contact with minor children. So I don't know if your significant other has a child or not, but you are not allowed to have unsupervised contact with that child. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there anything else with regards to sentencing, Mr. Priest?
No, Your Honor.
Rebecca?
Judge, there is one thing
Yes.
I forgot. I forgot about this. And Andrew, I didn't talk to you about this. The only condition of TI seeing the misdemeanor tracking case was no contact with the person who was being tracked at her request. And her name is Melissa Chafin, Chaffin.
And I believe that was his sister, Judge.
Correct.
Is there any issue with that, Mr. Gwinnett?
No, there's no issue with that.
All right, there's to be no contact with Melissa Chafin, Chaffin. Mr. Gwinnett, is that the sister who has your child?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
All right, here's the thing, Mr. Gwinnett. I'm going to give you a few home truths because at some point in your life, somebody didn't do it. Your sister is taking care of your child because either your parental rights have been terminated or either they found that she was a better parent than you. And obviously, at this point in your life, she is. Do you disagree with that?
I don't disagree.
Right. So you should not be having contact with your child. Maybe if you prove yourself worthy to be in your child's life, then maybe you can have contact. But for now, you're not to have contact with her and you're not to have contact with your child. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And if you try to do that, what's going to end up happening is Child Protective Services are going to get involved again. And if your sister were to allow you to have contact, Child Protective Services is going to come back into your life through her, probably take your son and place him with non-relatives. Do you want that?
No, I do not.
And a lot of people won't say this to you, but I'm going to say it. And we can go off the record for a moment, Brennan. Mr. Gwinnett, you probably should not have any more children until you get your life in order. You understand? Because I know right now you're not financially supporting your child. And when you have a child, you cannot put them in the forest and say, I've given, my significant other has given birth, go forth and survive on your own. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we're back on the record. Mr. Gwinnett, is there anything else that you need to be successful on this probation?
No, Your Honor.
Rebecca, does he need anything else?
No, Judge, but to clarify, felony drug court, is that following custody?
No, he can be released since he
Okay.
has the doctor's appointment. But Mr. Gwinnett, if you don't make your felony drug court appointment, you're going to get picked up for a violation of your probation, and we will wait for you at the Bexar County Jail. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And the Bexar County Jail, I'm sure, will let you go in custody to University Hospital and they can look at everything. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, You do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we're off the record, Mr. Gwinnett. If nobody ever told you what I told you before, now you know, and if you know, you can do better. Good luck to you. I'm going to send you to a breakout room. Probation will meet you there shortly. Just remain there. She has another person to see. Andrew Priest, you can wait there or you can be excused.
I have another court to be in, Judge. So if I could be excused, please.
Yes, you're excused. And Mr. Gwinnett, if you go to breakout room number 2.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Good luck, Mr. Gwinnett. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right. Actually, Rebecca, you can go to number 2 as well.
Okay, thank you.
Because this next person is not applying. Mr. Gwinnett, do you know how to get to breakout room number 2?
I'm searching, Your Honor.
All right, if you look at the bottom of your screen, do you see boxes that say breakout room? Great. And Rebecca, I'll send you to number 2. Who's the person on Edward Rangel?
Robert Gaona, Judge.
And who's the prosecutor?
Judge Jordan.
Jordan.
Also, Judge, before we get started, Roshan Wagoner, that's Mr. Gaona's client. Misdemeanor is going to be able to take him at 1:30. So unless Mr. Gaona needs him, we don't need him anymore. I don't know if Gaona wants to talk to him before he leaves.
No, I'll just let him know everything is okay, and I'll talk to him at 1:30.
All right, Mr. Wagner, your case, Mr. Wagner, your case will be taken care of at 1:30, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Norma, can you let them know that 14G can go back?
And we're ordering him for 1:30?
No,
No,
he's going to be in misdemeanor court at 1:30, and then this case will be dismissed.
So if you want to give like a 30-day in case something goes wrong, but the case, actually, you know what? It's unindicted, so you don't need to do anything.
All right. So, Mr. Wagner, the misdemeanor court will see you today at 1:30.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Which misdemeanor court was that?
County Court 9.
All right, court is calling 2020 CR 9626, State of Texas versus Edward Rangel. Can I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Jordan Brown for the state.
For the defense?
Robert Gaona for the defendant.
All right, Mr. Rangel, are you able to mute and unmute yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to ask that you mute yourself and then unmute yourself when we have questions for you, because we're getting feedback from your end. And because of that, it's very difficult for me to hear and the court reporter to hear. Are
Yes,
you Edward Rangel?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No objection.
Any objection from the defense?
No objection.
Mr. Rangel, I'm showing you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Defense, I'm showing you acknowledgement of discovery. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Rangel, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney, and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, we do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Judge. We are waiving a repeat offender enhancement. Additionally, otherwise, yes, but under 1244.
Okay, so, all right, thanks. So you're proceeding on this as just an evading arrest detention?
No, Judge, we're proceeding on evading enhanced. So there is that enhancement with the jurisdictional enhancement, but the repeat offender enhancement, the state jail repeater enhancement, we are waiving. So it's going to be as a state jail under 1244.
All right. Defense, do you have any objection to the waiver of the repeat offender enhancement allegation?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Rangel, I'm showing you a document entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did
Yes,
you
ma'am.
electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you're charged with the offense of evading arrest, detention, second or more. That's a state jail felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Judge.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, I do.
Mr. Rangel, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Next, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is proceeding under 12.44 of the penal code. They're requesting that your punishment be assessed at 30 days in the Bexar County Jail, and there are no applications. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Judge.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Judge.
Then, Mr. Rangel, to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, Your Honor.
State, do you have any evidence to support the defendant's no contest plea?
Yes, Judge. State after State's Exhibit 1 and attachments.
Any objections?
There are no objections.
Mr. Rangel, I'm showing you what's entitled Waiver of Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, we are, Judge.
Is there anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
We just ask that you follow the plea bargain agreement, Judge.
All right, is it your intention that this is a judgment satisfied state defense?
Yes, Judge. He should have more than enough time. It was a deal we worked out a few weeks ago, but due to COVID protocols, he was not able to accept until today.
All right, then the court will follow your agreement. The court will sentence you to 30 days in the Bexar County Jail under 12.44. Court court will give you credit for any time served, and the court will show that the judgment is satisfied. Mr. Rangel, I'm showing you a document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Rangel, good luck to you. We can go off record, Brenna. Mr. Rangel, you need to make a decision because the state could have proceeded on you at a higher level felony. Either you're going to get your life together or either you're going to continue to pick up charges. If you do, you will find yourself spending a majority of your life in prison. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Rangel. Normally, can you
Judge.
let them know that 14E can go back?
Yes, ma'am.
I just spoke on.
Thank you,
All
Judge.
right, Joseph Acevedo.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, who is your client?
Abel Arevalos, and I believe Anthony Robolago represents him on the other case.
Your Honor, Robago.
Robago, I'm sorry.
No problem. I need to speak to Abel to run a agreement by him, which would include TICing Mr. Acevedo's case.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 3.
Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
Mr. Arola, if you'll go to 3, and Joseph Acevedo, if you'll go to 3. All right, Ed Kettle, you're back. I'm sorry,
Yes, ma'am,
Laura,
I
did you
am.
need, just one second, Ed, I'm sorry. Laura, did you need someone?
Yes, Judge, can you send Perez back to 9? He should already be assigned there, so he should just be able to go back, but I'm not sure.
Mr. Perez, where are you? All right, if you'll look on your screen, see the 4 little boxes. Can you click on that and go back to breakout room number 9? It's at the bottom of your screen. All right, can you unmute for me?
It says leave.
No.
It says leave? No?
No, don't leave. Do you see at the bottom anything that has breakout?
Breakout
room?
rooms, yes.
All right, click on that. And you see where you can go back to number
Join
9?
breakout. Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, sorry about that, Mr. Cano. What is
Oh, it's
happening
okay.
with Mr. Soto?
Judge, we've conferred and we cannot reach an agreement on Mr. Soto's case.
All right, Devin Soto, where are you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Soto, are you requesting a jury trial or do you want a bench trial?
Judge, we respectfully request a jury trial on this case.
All right, have you received all the discovery?
I think so, Judge. We've downloaded everything. I didn't see any body cam evidence, Judge, and I don't know if anything was available there, but was there? Yeah. So.
Was there body camera? Does anyone know? It's on Devin Jeremiah Soto, 2020 CR 1887B.
Judge, I stand corrected. My legal assistant is here with me in my room, and she says that we do have that.
Okay, so you already have it.
Yes.
All right, Norma, on Mr. Devin Soto, can you recall this at the end of the month?
April 30th, Judge.
All right, Mr. Soto, April 30th will be your plea deadline date. You're going to be here at 9 a.m. by Zoom. Whoever you need to talk to make a decision about whether or not you want to enter this, you're more than welcome to do that. If you need to confer with your attorney again to make a decision on whether or not you want a jury trial, you can do that. This court gives plea deadline dates. After April 30th, the court will not consider any plea bargain agreements. You will be set for jury trial. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so I will see you back on Zoom on April 30th, and that's your plea deadline date. Mr. Cano, you and your client are excused. And State, if you can have an acknowledgement of discovery by April 30th as well, please.
We get the time. Will we get the time? Judge, will we get the time? Is that at 9 o'clock or would that?
It's going to be at 9 o'clock.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. You and your client are excused.
Thank you, Judge Boyd.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
Thank you. You do the same, Judge.
Pat Montgomery.
I see you in a breakout room for just 1 second.
Sure. Pat Montgomery, just give me 1 second. Norma, what breakout room? I'll see you in number 1.
Although the decision was, this is talking about it in the published article, that we were pretty well confident that it supported dual sovereignty would be adequately handled.
Judge, I'm back on Mr. Arevalo.
The government, the federal government, and by the amicus brief of the state.
He's in a breakout room. She'll be right back.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, Anthony, can you send me a chat with what's going on?
Yeah, he wants to accept the probation offer.
Okay, I'll, if you have him come out of that room and then we can go back and discuss it.
Yeah, he's talking to his other lawyer right now about that misdemeanor case.
Hello. All right, Pat Montgomery.
Hi, Judge.
Hi.
You assigned me to a breakout room with Mr. Madrone.
Yes. Mr. Madrone, let me see where your attorney was. Oh, you left the breakout. You left and came back. So Pat Montgomery, if you go to breakout room number 1. And James Madrone, if you'll go to 1. Matt Stohansky.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh. Second, where is all that noise coming from? All right, Matt Stohansky, who do you have? Mr. Kizzard, what's happening with your client?
Marcus and I have been talking. I've been trying to send you some documents, and for some reason he can't upload my exhibits. I've emailed, faxed, texted, and we're trying to get him some documents, but this is either a plea or a dismissal case. There will be no plea bargain on this case.
All right, just 1 moment. To the clerks in the back, I need cause number 2019 CR 4695. I don't have it.
We'll get it right now, Judge.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, where is Mr. Kizzard?
He was on this morning, and then Marcus and I went on extended. I don't know if he's gotten lost in the shuffle or if he's back in the waiting room, but I can.
All right, if you can get him here, please.
Sure, hold on 1 second. Is he not in the waiting room?
No, he's not.
Okay. All right. Well, Okay, bye. There he is.
All righty. All right, Mr. Kizart, can you unmute for me, please?
And Judge is Kazart.
Kizart? Ah, all right, Mr. Kizart.
Yes.
All right, is that how you pronounce your last name?
Yes, Kazart.
Okay. Mr. Kizart, my understanding is that you're going to want a jury trial. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. Defense, if you request a bench trial, let me know, but otherwise we will have you down for a jury trial.
Okay, is Marcus still on?
Yes.
Did you get that latest effort?
Yeah, I got the text message.
Okay, did the picture come through?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay.
All right. You and your client are excused. We'll see you for a jury trial.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Bye, Doc.
All right. Okay.
All right. And let me see what is happening with Sean Dawes. And Norma, can you find out where Scott Simpson is? Because he's not in the breakout room with his client. And also, where is Sean Dawes?
I think
Oh, there is
Scott's in the
Scott.
middle.
I'm doing the plea paperwork, Judge.
All right, awesome. Scott, I call your name only twice and you appear. Usually it takes 3 times to call anybody's name in all of the movies.
Yeah, no, I have it. I'm doing the plea paperwork on the same phone that I'm doing that I have this on. So I have this minimized so I'm finishing signing up so it goes over to my client at the jail.
Okay, no problem. Sean Dawes? Sean Dawes,
I'm here, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
what is happening with your case?
Okay, well, there's an offer. My client has rejected it. Now, I had filed some writs before, prior to cases being indicted. I've since filed a motion to reduce bond. I only was able to get to it last night. So my client wants to be heard on those motions. The state has indicated they're not ready. So I would like a hearing date to hear both the motions and the writs, because on the 2 other cases, they're still unindicted.
All right, who would be the prosecutor on Mr. Pettis's cases?
Me, Judge. I mean, if we want to hear them today, we can.
All right, the state is saying they're ready to hear them today, if you would like to hear them today.
Yes, he would definitely like them to be heard today.
All right, just one moment.
Sean, before you leave, it looks like you have another client on the docket.
Mr. Torres. Okay.
I tell you what, I'll send you out to a breakout room to speak to the state about Mr. Torres, because I don't have the motions back here with me. So the clerks will have to pull those.
Okay. That's
So
fine.
if you will go back to breakout room number 6, prosecutor will meet you there on Torres.
All right, thank you.
And to the clerks in the back, I need motions that have been filed on Mr. Pettis, John Anthony Pettis. I need motions on all of its cases, please.
Yes, Judge.
And he's listed on the docket as John Pettis and also John Anthony Pettis.
Judge, I'm just gonna get a criminal history run on this guy real quick, so I'll be back in 2 seconds, okay?
All right, thank you.
May I address the court?
Yes.
Judge, Mr. Madrone has recently, within the past 2 or 3 weeks, been indicted on a failure to stop and render aid case. The case is currently in an active warrant status. Mr. Madrone did not know it, for that matter, nor did I.
All right, and well, let me interrupt you for a moment. Mr. Madrone is laying in his bed and that's not allowed.
No, ma'am, looks like.
No, he just got out of bed.
Okay.
So, Mr. Madrone, that's not allowed. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, but okay. Yes, ma'am.
There's no but to it. You're in court. There's no laying in bed in court.
I was picking up my phone because I didn't know how to get out the breakout room. I was trying to figure it out. This is my first time on Zoom.
Here's the thing.
But
you don't need to lay in bed to figure it out. You were laying in bed.
yes, ma'am.
All right. So what is happening with Mr. Madrone?
Within the past,
cases as well.
he was indicted on a failure to stop and render aid. That case is an active warrant. I didn't know it. Mr. Madrone didn't know it. Ms. Williamson informed me about it today. Mr. Madrone intends to surrender himself to the jail first thing tomorrow morning. He's going to make arrangements with his bondsman, but there's no bond yet set. He has to be magistrated.
So what are you requesting of the court?
Well, I guess on the 2 cases that are on today's docket, I'd ask you to reschedule the cases to whatever court date he's given whenever the other case is scheduled, so that we can discuss any potential for settlement if there is one as a package deal.
Okay. All right, Norma, can we recall this, please? And if you can recall this in 2 weeks.
That would be April, I'll do April 30th, Judge.
All right, we'll see you back on April 30th.
Judge, since I've already been appointed on his other 2 cases, if you could appoint me on this new one once he's booked so that I can have access to e-discovery.
All right, Ms. Ferguson will take care of that.
Thanks, Your Honor. What date did you say? I'm sorry, short-term memory loss.
No problem. It's April 30th.
Thanks, Judge.
All right, thank you. You and your client are excused. Mr. Madrone, you need to turn yourself in. If you do not, they will probably arrest you at your home or wherever they may find you. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're both excused.
Thanks, Your Honor. See ya.
Scott, do you need to be in a breakout room with your client?
I filled out the paperwork, but I'm still waiting to do the certificate of appeal and the consent for video. So I was going to do it all at once I get that. For all I know, Norma just already sent it to me. I need to get back into my email and look. But so the plea paperwork from David Martin is already done and has been forwarded to the jail. And I'm just waiting for those 2 pieces to sign, and then I'm going to need to get with him in the breakout room. Yes.
All right, thank you. And Scott, you're still assigned to the same breakout room, so you can go back there whenever you're ready to go back there.
Which is 4?
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. And Norma, can you let them know that 14H can go back?
Yes, ma'am.
And everyone, the court will be taking its recess at 12.
Your Honor, we don't have our plea paperwork ready yet for Mr. Arevalo, but we're trying to get that taken care of today. So whenever
no, you have 48 minutes. I don't think it'll take more than 48 minutes to get all of that done.
Okay.
Anthony, can you chat me?
Yes.
All right. And on Mr. John Anthony Perez, I have 2 motions to, I have 1 motion to reduce bond and 1 motion to set bond. Those are the only motions the court is in receipt of. Is there another motion? You're muted, Mr. Dawes.
I'm sorry. In February, I had filed writs on the two indicted cases. I'm sorry, unindicted cases.
Those cases, the clerk pulled the file. So NIMAC 595207, that's showing that that case is closed. And 595209, that's showing that that case is closed.
Oh, okay.
Is there another case?
No, just the at-large, which is not before the court today.
All right, so I only have a motion to set bond in the 2021 CR 1784 case and a motion to reduce bond in 2021 CR 1809. Are there any other motions other than those two?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Metzel is pulling his criminal history and she said she'll be right back on screen.
And Judge, I'm back. The only problem is right now, the criminal history is down, so I can't pull a fresh criminal history on him and I can't find the fiscal file to look.
All right, we'll give you a chance to do that. We'll take his case up now and then we'll give you a chance, Ms. Metzel, to take a break to see if we can discover that, or either if someone wants the clerks here to pull that, but the criminal history with the clerks pull will not show the Allen County.
Yeah, and that's my concern, because I have a local history, Judge, but I know that he's got some federal stuff and some out-of-county stuff, which is the problem.
All right, is anyone aware of his federal history? Mr. Dawes?
I am, but I mean, I can't.
I mean, I understand that. So here's the thing. If the state is telling me he has federal history, Ms. Metzel, do you know what that federal history is?
The only thing that I have, Judge, is the bond sheet that was done at when he was at the time of magistration, which it says he's got out-of-county family violence cases, and then he's got a federal gun charge. So I'm not sure there's additional stuff that might be out that this wasn't notated on the bond sheet.
All right, to the clerks in the back.
Yes, Judge.
Do you have any access to the bond sheets on Mr. John Anthony Perez? Just that shows criminal history?
Let me check that.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Dawes, we will get back to you on that.
Okay.
So did you have a chance to confirm Mr. Torres?
Yes, and we do have an offer now. I did not realize that Mr. Torres bonded out, so I now have to track him down.
All right, I'll give him till 2.
Okay. Okay.
Well, you know what? Actually, since you're still doing this hearing that's about to come up, I'll give him till 3 o'clock to appear.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. I believe your client, Mr. Perez, wants to talk to you. I believe he's trying to give us his criminal history. Mr. Perez, could you unmute yourself, please? All right, Mr. Perez, here's the thing. You have an attorney. Mr. Dawes did not want to give the court your criminal history. Oh, now here's the thing. If you want to be your own attorney and give the court your criminal history, I'm fine with that. Mr. Dawes, would you like for your client to give the court his federal history and out-of-county history?
No, he's exercising his Fifth Amendment right to remain silent.
I mean, but
without in the criminal history.
I don't know any better. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
No, here's the thing, Mr. Perez. Mr. Perez.
I was just trying to help. I apologize. I'm sorry.
No, there's no need to apologize.
I'm sorry.
There's nothing to apologize for. I mean, if you speak to your attorney, maybe your attorney wants you to reveal your criminal history to the court. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. So,
I haven't been in trouble in 18 years.
Mr. Perez, if you want to reveal your criminal history, you're more than welcome to do that. You may want to talk to your attorney about that. If anybody wants to tell the court where the bodies are buried, I'm more than willing to hear that, but you may want to talk to your attorney about that.
I apologize, Your Honor.
If only
I
Marcus
take-
Sanders had seen that movie, he would get that reference. He hasn't seen it.
I don't watch TV either. I don't get to watch TV, so
All right, John.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I
I'm
apologize.
gonna, no, there's no
I
need to
just-
apologize.
I've always taken responsibility for like
Just
about
stop.
crime.
Yeah,
I've taken
I'm gonna send you
responsibility.
to, I'm
I'm
gonna
not-
send you to breakout room number 5,
Okay, thank you.
so you can discuss things with your attorney.
Thank you.
Hey, Marcus, the chat's not working. Sorry.
All right, and so far the court hasn't received anything to sign in my box. And Norma, did you let them know that 14H can go back? That's Mr. Gwinnett.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. And Mr. Pierce, we're just waiting for your attorney. So once your attorney comes back, we'll take care of your case.
Judge, I sent you an email.
All right, just one moment, everyone. All right, thanks, Norma.
You're welcome.
All right, and to the clerks in the back, I don't have cause number 2019 CR0. That case is not here. Yes.
And this one just, we don't have, I don't know, we don't have access to any.
Okay, this is fine.
I mean, that's all we got, we first.
All right.
found it and that's all we
Okay.
got.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And Norma, if you could have John Winter Zoom back in here, Mr. Pierce is in custody.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.
Judge, I sent you a chat.
All right, thank you. Yes.
Anthony, I sent you the conditions if you want to go back to the room and talk to him about it.
And what's CATS? What's CATS 1 and 2?
Anti-theft.
Okay. Got it. I'm just writing down the terms and I'll share them with him.
Anthony, I have an anti-theft course.
Anti-theft course? Okay.
Yes, I do. It's don't take what doesn't belong to you. But I know people have it a longer period. I don't know what
Class dismissed.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. I guess one would be this doesn't belong to you, and then 2 was don't take what doesn't belong to you.
The 2 commandments of theft, for sure.
There you go.
All right. Yeah, I'm writing down the terms and I'll share them with the client and I'll be right back.
All right, thank you. Marcus, my mom said she will continue to watch, but she says she's putting you on 10 years probation. And she's learned about the ankle monitor and everything. She says you're going to be an ankle monitor for 10 years. And the only place you can go is to the kitchen to get snacks and to the television to watch the shows that you have not seen.
I'd be okay with that.
Okay. Anthony, do you need help getting back to the room?
No, I'm just writing. I'm in the chat room. I'm writing down the chat and then I'll be right there.
All right, sure. Brenna, I went to Pinch yesterday and my chicken was not the way it's normally prepared.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to them. People say if you keep going back to the well, at some point it's gonna be dry.
Are you gonna go get it today?
Yeah, well, of course.
Which chicken do you get, Judge? The chicken curry?
I don't know what it's called, but it's chicken, rice, peppers, the sriracha, and I know I'm mispronouncing it. Is it sriracha or sriracha? That's on the side with the mayo that's on the side.
I get the chicken curry and that's really good.
See, I just don't like my chicken covered with things. That's why I have all the sauce on the side. I tried the thing they had called the Dirty Bird.
Mm-hmm. That's what I got last time.
What's all in that?
I'm not 100% liking it. It's soaked in some kind of, marinated in some kind of sauce.
Is that at the Shady Lady Saloon?
David Martin's favorite place?
Yeah, he's the owner. I was so shocked when I saw his name. I was like, is David the complainant in this case? Should this case be transferred? Okay, Rocky Morales, that's being recalled, everyone. Thank you. So that's being recalled for April 26th.
No.
And everyone, I'm going to be signing other documents. So if I'll still be here though. So if you need me, just let me know. Hi, Scott.
Judge, we have gone over everything and signed it, so it should be hitting your desk here shortly. He has not been sworn yet, so I guess it goes to the clerk next.
Yes, and I'll send you to a breakout room with the clerk. So to the clerks, if you could go to breakout room number 4, please.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, is anyone aware if Laura Metzel has the information on Mr. Pettis's criminal history?
I'll go ask her.
Thank you.
Judge, I wasn't able to get the criminal history. The NCIC TCIC is still down.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Pettis, we can't hear your case today because the state doesn't have your criminal history. If people want to proceed without me having the criminal history, I'm more than willing to go forward. It's completely up to the parties.
I'm willing to go forward, Your Honor.
Ms. Metzel?
No, with him having federal and not a state history, Judge, I'd really like to look at it before I proceeded forward.
All right. So when do you think the system will be up?
I don't know, Judge. I mean, it goes down every once in a while, but it kind of, I went and checked again to see if it popped back up, but it hadn't. So I would imagine it'll probably be up and running at some point later today, if not
All
tomorrow.
right, let's do this. Norma, Can you have Mr. Perez recalled for 3 o'clock since Mr. Dawes is going to be there at 3 anyway, and we'll see if the system is up.
Perfect.
All right, we'll see you back at 3 o'clock.
Well, I just went and got the file. I mean, all the stuff's in the file, right? What's the question?
Where did you get the file from, Tom? Is it your CTD case?
It's a file for John Anthony Pettis.
Okay, sorry, I was looking for my family violence file. What's his criminal history? Because I know he's got federal and out of state. If you just want to go to, Tom, you want to go to breakout room with me?
All right, I'll
Well, do I
send
need
you
to
all
tell
to.
you or do I need to tell the court?
You can tell the court and me.
But you guys want to go to breakout room number 1?
Not if I have to say it twice. I'd rather just say it once.
All right, so do you guys want to proceed with the hearing or no?
Sure, we can do it now.
Okay.
And what's his gang affiliation on the NCIC TCIC, Tom?
Alleged gang affiliation.
Documented gang affiliation on the NCIC TCIC.
So what's the court's preference? Just read through this for everybody's edification?
Yes, unless you all want, if the defense is not going to have any objection to you reading that, otherwise it can be sent as an exhibit by email. Mr. Dawes, how do you wish to do it?
Right, I prefer as an exhibit, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr.
Okay, well
Nesbitt.
then I am making an oral motion. Is the court compelling me to make a copy of this NCIC right now?
Yes, are you able to do that? And just
If the
email.
court orders me to do
Yes.
it, I'm able to do it.
Yes, I'm ordering you to provide that as an
Yes,
exhibit.
Judge, I
Thank you.
shall comply.
And so if you all are ready to proceed, or we'll wait, Mr. Nesbitt, for you to make a copy of that.
Yeah, what I'm gonna do, Judge, is I will go scan it and then I'll email it to everybody. Sean, if you want to put your email address in the chat box or text me, and so I make sure everybody's on the email.
Thank you, Tom.
Okay, all right, we will do that. What I'm going to do then is, while that's being done, there is a plea, and we're going to take up that plea as soon as they're ready. Just give me one moment, everyone.
Got it, Sean. You're not talking about history.
Sean, can you hear me? You can? Me too. You.
No, you're on, yeah. Yeah, just hold on.
Thank you. Thank you.
John Winter, what are we doing with your client, Mr. Pierce? Have you spoken with him?
Judge, I'd like to confer with Tom first. He's the one I was talking to before.
All right, just give us a moment.
Mhm.
Mr. Rabago, did you get your documents?
I think we're still working on them, Your Honor. We have the discovery complete. I think we
right.
still need to do the rest of them.
All right, everyone, just give me a moment, please. Ready? Mr. Pettis, you're not allowed to talk to other people. Mr. Pettis, you are not, unmute yourself.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I thought I was muted. I apologize.
No, you were muted. This is not an event for friends to get together and chat. You're not allowed to speak to other inmates. Do you understand?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
If that continues,
I told her he was
if
next
that
to me.
continues, you will be sent back to your cell. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor. Can I mute it?
No.
No.
All right, the court has the exhibits. Mr. Dawes, do you have those exhibits as well?
And can I just have a minute to review them, Judge?
Yes.
I do, Your Honor.
Hey, Sean, on the second attachment, is anything showing up on yours?
Right, no, yeah, that's a blank.
You what?
That's a blank.
Yeah, the second attachment, Tom, nothing's showing up.
Epson 87 or 087.
Okay, let me rescan that one.
Thank you.
And Brenna, I'll forward this to you.
I just sent you a chat.
Okay.
Judge, if Tom's free, can we confer?
Tom's not free. Tom is doing Laura's secretary work right now.
Well, that sounds very important. I don't want to slow you down.
Thank you. Thank you for that. She was unable to solve the problem of the mysterious file.
And Scott Simpson, we will get to your case before we take our break.
Okay, so now we're looking
Judge, I think we're ready on Abel Arevilo's documents.
Yes, just, who said that?
Anthony Corbago?
All right, I haven't received any documents on that case.
I think that I think I still need to go through them with the client.
Okay.
So if
All
I can
right,
just,
if you'll go back to number 3, please. Your client is waiting for you in 3.
got it. Thank you.
You want to show me open it up? You want to do it on mine or you want to do it here? No, I don't want to. Your video. Sorry, Paul, it's one of those things.
Mr. Dawes, are you going to have any witnesses?
Just one, Your Honor.
Who's that witness?
That'll be Mr. Perez.
All right, so we're, just 1 second. All right, state, I have the second document.
I got it also, Judge. Looks like it actually has the information. I'm just printing it out real quick.
And Brenna, I'm forwarding it to you.
I have it.
Yes. You have it, Sean?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. All right, and Tom, are you going to be a part of this hearing or no? All right, then I'll
Unless
see
I got to
you.
run and make some copies for Laura real quick.
I'm going to send you then to breakout room number 1 with John Winter.
Your Honor.
All right, and Scott Simpson, we're going to take up your case before we go on break. If you want to go to breakout room number 4, so that and talk your client out of the breakout room. After we finish this hearing, we'll take up your client's case.
Okay, so just tell them to leave the breakout room and go into the main room?
Yes.
No worries.
Thank you. All right, Brenda, you ready? Court is calling 2021 CR 1784 and 2021 CR 1809, State of Texas versus John Anthony Perez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Ron Metzler for the state.
For the defense?
On Keen Dawes.
And are you Mr. Perez?
Yes, Your Honor. John Perez.
Court is in receipt of 2 motions. In 2021 CR 1784, the court has a motion to set bond. And then 2021 CR 1809, the court has a motion for a reduction of bond. We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No, ma'am.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Perez, do you have any objection with this hearing taking place by video?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Dawes, you may proceed. It's your motion.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. Okay, Mr. Perez,
Well, are you calling Mr. Pettis as a witness?
I'm sorry, yes. I'm calling Mr. Perez as a witness.
All right, Mr. Pettis, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
You can lower your hand if you could state your name for the record, please.
John Perez.
All right, defense.
Okay. So, Mr. Perez, where were you born?
Toledo, Ohio. Same
Okay. Okay, so at some point, did you come to San Antonio to live?
I was about 8 years old.
Okay. And were you living with your parents?
My grandmother on the west side.
Okay. And, okay, so what happened to your parents?
My mother was on drugs. My father was on drugs.
Okay.
You know, family issues.
Okay, so you were in, so your grandmother was in, you said Michigan, correct?
My grandmother lives right here on the west side of
Okay, no, but you came here, where did you come here from?
Toledo, Ohio.
I'm sorry, Toledo, Ohio. I don't know why I thought of Michigan. Okay, so when you went to the west side, did you go to school?
No, I helped around the house. My grandmother was old.
Okay, so were you homeschooled?
Yeah, I was homeschooled. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
did you?
For that.
That's okay. Did you graduate?
I got my high school diploma.
Good. Now, do you have any siblings?
Yes, I have 7
Okay.
kids, 5 grandbabies.
No. Do you have any brothers and sisters?
Yes, I do.
Okay, how many?
I have 5 brothers.
Okay, and do they all live in San Antonio?
No, they're all
Okay,
they're with their own lives. Ohio, Tennessee.
okay. So do any of your brothers live in San Antonio?
No,
Okay. So what family connection do you have living in San Antonio?
my wife for the last 21 years. My daughters. I have 3 daughters with Amanda. My son, John Anthony Perez. He's from my first wife in Ohio. He moved down here with my 2 grandbabies and his wife. We do glass together, turning dreams into reality.
How many children do you have in total?
I have 7.
Okay, so are they all?
One of my daughters.
Hey, here's a time out.
Sorry.
Okay, first of all, everybody needs to speak up. Brenda can't hear all the mumbling.
I'm sorry.
Second thing is, Brenda cannot take down when 2 people are speaking at once. So wait till the question is finished, answer the question. Wait till the answer is finished.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, no, there's no need to apologize. Everybody just needs to do better because otherwise Brenda can't take down what's being said. All right, next question.
Okay, do you have any minor children?
No minor children.
Okay, so what's the age of your oldest child?
26.
Okay, and then the youngest is about how old?
19.
Okay, and they all live in San Antonio?
Not all of them, no. I have 1 daughter that's in Killeen, Texas. She's in Fort Hood in the Army. She has 2 of my grandbabies over there. She's married. I have 3 of my daughters here with Amanda. My son's in Converse.
Now, do you have grandchildren?
Yes, my grandchildren.
Okay.
That's my gang, my grandbabies. My kids are grown. It's my babies, my grandbabies.
How many grandchildren do you have here in San Antonio?
5.
Good. And prior to your arrest, did you support them?
Yes. Yes.
Now,
Support them. That's what
okay.
Okay, time out.
What?
Can people please speak up, enunciate? We cannot hear a word you are saying. Can people talk? And when I say people, I mean you, Mr. Perez. No, it has nothing to do with your microphone. You're mumbling. Everybody speak up, enunciate. Are you able to clearly hear what I'm saying?
Yes, Your Honor. Me?
All right, so stop mumbling because nobody can hear what you're saying. And everybody is doing run-on sentences. A sentence at least has to have a noun and a verb in it to even start to make a sentence. So can everybody enunciate, slow down so that the court reporter can take down what's being said? Let's not make her job impossible. It's already difficult. Let's not make it impossible. And one person speaks at a time. Now, if I have to say this again, maybe what it means is that we need to set this for another day. All right, proceed.
Okay. And well, okay, what is your profession?
I am a glazer. I do glass buildings.
And on average, about how much do you make a month?
I was making about $900 a week.
Okay, so that's about $3,600 a month.
Yes, sir.
Now, after bills and taxes, how much did you have left over?
About 1,500.
Okay, so
1,500.
okay, so how much of a bond do you think you can afford?
With the 10%, 1,000 to 1,500. I haven't been to work. The burden would be on my family, on my wife and my kids. So,
Okay, so are you saying about 10,000 as far as a bond is concerned?
yes, yes, sir. If
Okay.
the court would grant me that.
All right, everyone, just one moment. Mr. Arobala, go back to breakout room number 3 so you can be sworn in. And Mr. Anthony Rabago, go to breakout room number 3 so you can make sure that all the paperwork is there.
Sorry, Judge, I missed that. Was I supposed to go to the breakout room?
Yes, and your client.
Okay.
And I've moved you all to breakout room number 2, so hopefully your client can see it pop up on his screen.
Got it. Okay.
All right, you may continue.
Thanks. Okay, so do you have family members that will help you in making the bond?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Will this primarily be your wife?
My wife, my aunt, and my primo, the one I was staying with.
Okay.
Yes, I have family.
Okay.
that will help.
Now, if the judge does lower the bond and set a bond on your other case and you are out, can you promise to stay away from the alleged victim?
Yes, yes, I want to stay as far as I can from that girl. I just want to go back to work.
Okay, can you abide by all the conditions of the bond?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and of course, that would include not commit any new offenses. Can you do that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, was there an incident that happened while you are in custody that has made you want to get out so badly?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, can you briefly describe one particular incident?
January 9th, at 5:05 in the morning. I was released out of a unit, walking to another unit, and
Okay, John,
assaulted me.
when you cover, you're muffling.
I'm
So
sorry.
yeah, just talk ordinarily, just
Okay.
speak. Okay.
I was being relocated from one unit on January 9th, 2021 at 5:05 a.m. in the morning. I was being relocated to another housing unit. 3 officers, they stopped me for a pat down on the 2nd floor in front of the sergeant's office and put handcuffs behind my back and asked me for a pat down. I told them I was just going from one unit to another. I asked for my commissary bag, my property, and they assaulted me. They aggravated assaulted me. They fractured 3 ribs on me, knocked me out of conscience. When I woke up, I was being kicked in the head and told to get up and go to my unit. God is my witness. I requested video camera from the 2nd floor, subpoenaed it. I talked to the Sergeant Burnett from across the street, criminal division unit. And ever since then, I've been dealing with retaliation. They've put me in different units. I've been in segregation with no hearing, no due process. They violated my rights, my civil rights, my constitutional rights. I've been put in units to where I've been called a rat, a kidnapper. I've had guys jump me while I was on the phone with the 4-point restraints on. I was talking to my wife and my kids on March 24th. It just happened. I was assaulted while I was on the phone with 4-point restraints. The cops let confirmed gang members come from another unit through the picket and beat me up pretty bad. I had a bunch of big knots on my head. All I could do was cover up.
Okay, so you just described 2 instances where you allege that you were assaulted by the prison guards. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, so as a result of that, do you fear for your life while you're in custody?
Yes.
Okay.
I have a lot of people around. Yes.
Okay. All right, pass the witness at this time, Your Honor.
State.
Yes, Your Honor. Can you hear me okay, Mr. Perez?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So how long did you live in Ohio for?
I was born there, and I was raised to elementary. Started going to elementary school. I got kicked out with me and my twin brother. We got put on Ritalins because we was like hyper disordered. So we got sent away. My mother didn't want to deal with us, so we came down here, and I stayed with my grandmother and helped her. I took care of her.
So how old were you when you came down here?
8 years old.
Okay. Do you still have family in Ohio?
My mother, yes.
And did you ever live in Michigan?
Yes.
Okay, and how long did you live, when did you live in Michigan?
About 2 years.
Okay, and what age group did you live there when you were in Michigan?
Six, 7.
And do you still have family in the state of Michigan?
No family. I watched my aunt Sylvia Perez get stabbed to death by her husband, by her boyfriend. So we watched that, and then we was traumatized by it. We was like messed up. We got moved to my mom back in Ohio with her mother, because my mother was staying in Detroit. My aunt ended up getting with a guy, and they had problems. So we went from Detroit back to Toledo. And from Toledo, we went back home to San Antonio, where my grandmother, from my father's side.
And is Wayne County, is that in Michigan?
Wayne County is Detroit, Michigan.
Detroit, Michigan. Okay, do you have convictions out of Wayne County, Michigan?
Yes.
Okay, and do you have a conviction for assault with intent to murder,
Yep,
which you did about 5 years and 9 months on?
yes, I did 5 years and 9 months on that.
Okay, and concurrently with that, there was actually,
I took responsibility for that.
yes, you did, but there were 3 counts of assault with intent to commit murder, which you pled to, is that correct?
Assault with intent to great bodily harm, less than murder.
Okay, times 3, right?
Yeah, it was, yeah,
And with that same conviction, you were also sentenced to assault with intent to do great bodily harm less than murder by strangulation. Is that correct?
no,
Okay. So if I say that if there is a criminal history that has a prison sentence, that you serve the same amount of time on that, would that be incorrect?
that would be incorrect. On the assault with strangulation, where's that? I never.
Okay. And then also there was a there's a conviction that ran concurrently that you pled to for assault with a dangerous weapon. Is that correct?
Nope, incorrect.
Were you sentenced to a felony
Months.
firearms during that
Yes.
same transaction?
That was the
Okay.
only transaction.
Okay, and that ran concurrently, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. That was the 23 months federal.
Yeah, 2 years, correct?
Yes, yes.
And then also,
That's it.
I have, where's Toledo? Is that out of Ohio?
Yes.
Okay.
Born.
You have arrests out there for assault?
No.
Okay.
Convictions?
So on your criminal history, if you have an arrest out there for September 6, 2016 out of Toledo, Ohio for assault and unlawful restraint, would that be incorrect?
Not that I'm aware of. I was never convicted on nothing like that.
Okay, and then also out of Toledo, Ohio, I'm showing charges or arrests for receiving stolen property, felony amounts, and burglary of a felony amount.
What year was that?
That was in 2005, sir. November of 2005.
I was convicted on that in 05?
No, it just shows
I was up.
arrests. Arrests, no convictions.
No convictions.
No
No.
convictions. And then out of, I'm also showing domestic violence charges.
Nope.
Looks like August of 2000 for domestic violence, and then also for a felony escape.
No. No convictions on that.
But no convictions, but arrests, is that correct?
Yeah, I have a twin brother. Let me put that in the record. I have an identical twin brother, Jesse Perez. He's doing time on that, them charges.
Okay.
They did pick me up on that, but I wasn't guilty of that.
And then did you also do felony time for a possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, which you did 3 years on?
You're talking
Back in
double
September.
jeopardy.
I
That's
can't.
double
All right,
jeopardy.
here's the
Hold on.
thing. It needs to be one person at a time. And State, are you going to offer these exhibits or no?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Okay.
And then out of Bear County, and I'm sorry, the charges out of Michigan, you did about 5 years and 10 months on, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
And your conviction date on that was in, when was your conviction date on that?
she asking me,
Yes, sir.
2004?
2004, 2005 time? Okay, so you were
Well,
released
yeah,
from,
when I was convicted, yeah, from,
and so you were released from prison in 2010, is that correct?
no,
When were you released from prison?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
1/12 of 2017.
Okay. So you were released on 1/12 of 2017, correct?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Then out of Bear County, you have this aggravating kidnapping charge from 12/12/2020. Is that correct?
The one I'm here for right now?
Yes.
Yes.
And during that same transaction, you were also arrested for evading from police. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you were also arrested during the same transaction for continuous family violence and for assault, choking, strangulation.
I go to court on the 16th.
Is that correct?
I go to court on the 16th.
Yes.
Okay. And during that time, when you were magistrated by the MAG judge, were you given an EPO, an emergency protective order?
I won't be able to do anything after that.
Yes.
And you were told you were not to have any contact with the victim in this case, that you were charged with assaulting. Is that correct?
Yes. I'm sorry, trying to give her time to talk and then.
No, you're totally fine, sir. Don't, you have nothing to
Sorry.
apologize. Nothing to apologize for. And then also on 7/22/20, were you arrested for possession of PG1 1 to 4 grams?
What's that date again?
It is July 22nd, 2020.
Yep.
Okay, when you were found in possession of methamphetamines, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And then
Okay,
also,
I'm sorry to interrupt, but state is planning on offering these exhibits into evidence. Mr. Dawes, are you going to object to these exhibits? I mean, this is a motion to reduce bond on one, motion to set bond on the other. Rules of evidence do not apply. So are you going to be objecting to these exhibits?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so, and I'm assuming everybody is going to want me to read the exhibits, which is the defendant's criminal history. Am I correct?
yes, Judge.
Okay. All right, I just wanted to make sure there were not going to be any objections. State, you can continue with your questions.
Thank you, Judge. So you were aware that you had an EPO where you weren't able to have contact with the victim, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And would it surprise you that if there is a repeated violation of bond protective order case that's filed with our office, where you've contacted the victim at least 19 times from jail?
Objection on speculation.
That will be overruled. You can answer the question, Mr. Perez.
I was calling my phone. I was being told to call my phone. She put money on my books. Like, she's admitted to like fabricating all these stuff. Like, I'm sorry, I don't know what to say and what not to say. But
she's asking a question. Just answer the question, Mr.
Yes, I've
Perez.
called yes, that was my phone number. I've called that phone number.
Okay, and during those phone calls,
She was answering my calls. Yes. Yes.
so you had conversations with her, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And during those conversations, did you ask her to drop the charges against you?
Of course. Yes, of course. They're fabricator charges. Yes.
Do you remember telling her that you're either with me or against me?
Yeah, like, how could she do this? How could she lie? She was detoxing. She was going through withdrawals. How couldn't the detective see that? The hospital records, that when she went to the hospital, they seen that. Like, this girl threw a bag of dope in my truck. I've never done drugs. I don't do drugs. I'm not a drug addict. I don't judge anybody. But I met this girl and she was strung out on drugs. That she's the one that's got the drug problem. I don't know if it's bath salt that she's snorting or smoking or taking Xanax bars that are being shipped from Mexico, but they're doing something to her. I just wanted to be left alone. I never raised my hand to that girl. All I did was take care of her and provide for her. God is my witness on my kids, on my mother's eyes. I called my mother and cried to her and said, please, I just want this girl to leave me alone. Get away from me. I've got nothing more to give. She's taken me for everything I've had. My life has went down the drain. I don't know if that's her real name. I don't know if it's her 3 kids. All I wanted to do was better her. Try to get her into school, into law school, medical. I just wanted her to better her life. And the more I talked to her, she told me she was suicidal and that she was going to kill herself. And the more I promised her, I said, I'm done. I will not give you another $40 to get high on drugs. I am done with you. I'm taking you to your mom's because I promised her I wouldn't leave you anywhere. in harm's way. I promised your father that I would drop you off at home. I just want you to get out of my life. I am done with you. God is my witness. Strike me down right now on my grandbabies and on my kids that I love more than life itself. I swear to you, Your Honor, I never raised my hand to that girl or held her against her will. She held me against my will. She wouldn't leave me alone. She
All
wouldn't leave
right,
me
so,
alone.
time out. This hearing is
I
taking
just called.
much
Yeah, I
longer
called her.
than- Yes.
Yeah, I
just
called her
one
and told
moment.
her.
Mr. Pettis, be quiet. All right, it appears that this hearing is going extremely long. We're taking our break at 12:30. State, do you have any more questions for Mr. Pettis?
Yes, just one question, Judge. So are you aware that when she was on the time you were arrested, on the date you were arrested for the aggravated kidnapping, the assault, choking, and the continuous family violence, and the evading detention, that the complainant, the victim, had multiple injuries to her forehead and face, and she had to be transported to the hospital?
I did none of that.
But you're aware that she had the injuries, is that correct?
Yes, I rented her a room at the Fairfield Hotel. I rented the room under my name and put her at, because she begged me that she didn't want to go home to her mom and dad's. I rented her a room and left. She was there with some man. I made it to the south side, back to my aunt's house where I lived. She's 80 years old. I take care of her. Kimberly.
All right, is there another question for Mr. Pettis?
No, Your Honor, I'll pass the witness.
All right, any other questions, Mr. Dawes?
Just a few more. So Mr. Perez.
All right, time out. There's a few more questions. This is going to have to be called back in the afternoon then. If you all wait, I have pleas to take on other cases where attorneys are waiting to go to other courts. So that's what we're going to do. So you all can wait here.
Thank you.
Scott Simpson.
Yes,
Are
Your
you
Honor,
ready
we're
on
ready.
your client?
We are ready. Mr. Alonzo Ball is my client.
All right. Court is calling 2020 CR 3657, State of Texas versus Alonzo Ball. Could I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
David Martin.
For the defense?
Scott Simpson for Mr. Ball.
All right. Are you Mr. Ball? I need you to speak up and unmute,
Yes,
please.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Could you unmute?
Yes,
Are
ma'am.
you Mr. Ball?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state or the defense?
Objection.
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Ball, I'm showing you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
No.
I'm sorry, did you review that
Yes,
document
ma'am. Yes,
with your
ma'am.
attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Ball, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We're not, Judge. We are waiving count 1. We're going to proceed on count 2.
Any
and
objection?
in the lesser offense of indecency with a child by contact.
Any objection?
No objections, Your Honor.
There's one other thing, Judge. When we get to the plea bargain page, we do need to add a case number to be taken into consideration. But
All
we
right,
can do
if
that
you'll
when we
give me
get
that case number, please.
It's 2021 CR 2306.
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right, any objections from the state or the defense to the court adding the cause number to be taken in consideration as part of the plea bargain agreement to the paperwork?
No.
None from the state, or none from the defense.
Okay. All right, Mr. Ball, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you
Yes, ma'am.
understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
State is proceeding on count 2, and they're proceeding on the lesser included offense of indecency with the child contact. That's a second-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Ball, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of indecency with the child contact. They're asking that your punishment be assessed at 8 years in the prison. They're taking in consideration 2021 CR 2306, and they're asking for Chapter 62 compliance. Did you understand that with the Chapter 62 compliance, you will have to register as a sex offender for the rest of your life? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, ma'am.
Then, Mr. Ball, how do you plead to the lesser included offense in count 2 of indecency child contact? Guilty,
Nope.
not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea.
I can unmute. Welfare State's one with the attachment.
Any objections?
Judge, we reviewed those. We have no objections.
Mr. Ball, I'm showing you what's entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty of indecency with the child by contact. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge,
ma'am.
we would like to waive the PSI and proceed to sentencing.
Is there anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Judge, he's understands what we're doing here today. He's a very kind person whenever I talk to him. He's had drug issues. His problem is based upon drugs. So we'd ask if he would maybe be, if you could put a notation that he could have therapeutic community.
All right. The court will follow your plea bargain agreement, sentence you to 8 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served, take in consideration 2021 CR 2306, and there's to be Chapter 62 compliance. Our request that you be placed in the therapeutic community. However, this offense may preclude you from placement in that. However, you will not be considered for placement if you yourself do not apply for it. I do not have jurisdiction or the authority to force them to place you there. Mr. Ball, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Ball, good luck to you. Norma, can you let them know that 14D can go back?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Simpson, thank you so much.
Judge, Mr. Ball, could you want me to tell your mother about the plea bargain? Is he gone already?
No. I will put you in a breakout room with him, Scott.
He's already gone.
He's back.
He's back.
He just came back, Judge.
All right, Mr. Ball, your attorney wants to know if you want him to let your mother know what happened today.
That's fine.
All right, thank you, Alonzo.
All right, who is the prosecutor on Abel Arovola?
It's Marcus, Your Honor.
Court is calling 2020 CR 1474, State of Texas versus Abel Arovola. If I can have parties announced for the record, please, for the state,
Marcus Sanders.
for the defense.
Anthony Rubago for Mr. Revelos.
All right, Mr. Arovola, I need you to unmute yourself, please. We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state or the defense?
No objection.
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Arovola, I'm showing you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, to the clerks, I do not have a copy of the acknowledgement of discovery on this case. Defense, have you received all the discovery in this case? And did you review that discovery with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Arovola, I'm showing you a document entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Judge, we're proceeding on paragraph A, waiving paragraph B.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Arovola, I'm showing you a document entitled Court's Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers of Affidavit and Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
What you're charged with in that count is robbery. It's a second-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication? If for any reason your deferred adjudication will revoke, the court could sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Arovola, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
100% satisfied, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
The court is in receipt of an application for deferred adjudication and community supervision. However, when the court reviews the plea
Your Honor,
bargain
I'm
page.
sorry. We did not make an application for deferred. It should be just an application for regular probation.
All right, thank you. Mr. Arola, do you understand that there is no application for you for deferred adjudication?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, then the court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Next, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, state is proceeding on paragraph A only. Punishment is to be assessed at 7 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. There's no application for deferred adjudication. State recommends community supervision. This will run concurrent with County Court Cause number 631704. State will take in consideration 2020 CR 9270. There's to be restitution, if any, to Rochelle Leos, and Rochelle to spell RACHEAL. And there's to be no contact with Rochelle Leos. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the plea bargain agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 7 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation, 150 hours community service restitution, and CATS 1 and 2. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to count one, paragraph A, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
I plead guilty.
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea.
Yes, the state offers states Exhibit 1 and its attachments.
Any objections?
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Arobola, I'm showing you what's entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call them the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements, police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
The court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, Mr. Arevalos has been in custody since Thanksgiving. He understands the error of his ways and would like to resolve these 3 cases as soon as possible. Granting him probation would help him show you that he can do better going forward, and he's looking forward to doing that.
All right, Mr. Arobola, when is the last time you were employed and what job did you have?
The last time was I was employed when the offense occurred, and I was a supervisor at the Toyota plant on Applewhite Road. And I'm able to resume my job when I get out.
What is his criminal history?
Judge, he has a, let's see, a federal drug, or let's see, federal conviction for conspiracy to commit money laundering. That was in 2007. And then everything else, it looks like, has either been dismissed or deferred as far as Bexar County.
All right, Mr. Arobola, if you're released from custody today, are you able to Zoom or not?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you used drugs in the past?
Yes, Your Honor.
What were your drugs of choice?
I use methamphetamine
How often?
just only once, once on the weekend, every other weekend or something like that. I'm not a daily drug user.
Do you have any children?
Yes, Your Honor.
What are their ages?
I have 3 adult children and one that's 5 years old.
Do you see your 5-year-old?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to follow your agreement, sentence you to 7 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 7 years. Cats 1 and 2, $1,500 fine, that will be probated. This will run concurrent with 631704. Take in consideration 2020 CR 9270. Restitution and no contact with Rachel Leos, 150 hours of community service restitution, weekly Zoom reporting with probation until further notice, or in person if you can't Zoom, outpatient treatment with probation, parenting classes, random UAs, field visits once per month, random, proof of employment, within 30 days of release, no employment with vulnerable persons. So that means you cannot be a home health care provider or do any work that requires you to supervise minors. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And there's to be no unsupervised contact with minors until further notice. So that means that you're not allowed to babysit. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Not even your own child, because until we get a handle on your methamphetamine use, you should not be on your own with a minor child. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Rebecca, is there anything else he needs?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Arovola, is there anything else you need in order to be successful on this probation?
No, Your Honor, I will be successful. This was a mistake that I made, and
No, it wasn't a mistake. It was a choice.
it was a choice, and I will be successful, and I will be employed the day I get out or the next day.
All right, I'm going to show you a document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Arovolo, good luck to you. They're going to send you to a class that's going to teach you not to take things that don't belong to you. Usually people learn that in preschool and primary school. So they're going to teach it to you in 2 courses. I feel like I can do it in 1 course. Don't take what doesn't belong to you. But I want you to internalize and learn something, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to send you to a breakout room with probation. They'll go over conditions with you.
Thank you.
Just one note for the record, Your Honor, his last name includes an S at the end.
All right, we will make sure that is corrected. All right, Mr. Arovola, go to that breakout room. Probation will go over conditions with you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And with that, we're taking our afternoon break.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Mr. Winter, we'll need you to come back on your case this afternoon.
Okay, Judge, what time?
We'll be back at 2.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Sean Dawes will be back on 2 with Mr. Perez.
Okay, thank you. Your Honor.
Mr. Pierce, we'll see you back at 2. Norma, can you let them know?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thanks, Norma.
You're welcome, Judge.
Yeah.
I pray to God that they give me a bond.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, she seems pretty cool, but she
I
also
pray
doesn't.
that someone please do it.
You don't want to mess with, get on the wrong.
I pray for that girl to come forward and tell the truth.
She told me that.
I don't know what else to do. I put it in God's hands. And he knows I'm innocent.
I hope she helps me out. I'm ready to go home.
God knows I'm innocent. I'm ready to go home. I'm ready to go. I swore I won't break the law again. I swore I won't put my life in freedom in nobody else's hands. God is my witness. She spoke out of anger, out of jealous rage.
And
I dropped her off at the hotel and I didn't look back. I went straight back
I
home to
did
the
know
south
something on
side.
this paper. It
My
says
name,
Mark. My name's Mark.
Jennings. Toma primos.
Or it
She
says
pulled up
I,
on the
Mark
lift.
Ortiz. It's Mark.
I had two girls out there, two other lady friends. Sitting in the truck with me, helping me clean it out. She pulled up, we didn't even know she was there until she jumped right out.
Yes, sir.
Boom.
But right here.
The mark she got was from them two girls, and I put the rope off her.
Hey. Yeah. Correct. Correct.
I got them girls up off her and told her to leave her alone.
Mr. Pettis, why are you talking? Is somebody talking to you?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Didn't I tell you not to talk? Stop apologizing and start doing better.
Do I take these off? I don't know. I was just saying.
No, you need to stop talking to people. Why are you talking? That's what I'm telling you. And stop apologizing to me and doing wrong.
Okay.
I sure don't want to get on.
All right. I didn't know if anybody was on here. I didn't think anybody was on here, Your Honor.
So what you're telling me then is that you'll do wrong as long as you think no one is watching.
No.
All right, you need to stop